The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors, and I am your host. And tonight, I got a very special guest. I got professional wrestling manager, greatness himself, Mr. Chad Epik. Chad, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Pleasure's all yours, of course.
Yes, it most certainly is. I don't know if you've watched the show at all, Chad, but I like to start it off by doing just a little get-to-know-you interview. Where'd you grow up?
Gloucester.
Okay.
Gloucester, Mass.
Nice. When did you first see pro wrestling?
Pro wrestling for me was the first time I witnessed it. My grandfather, we used to watch it with him all the time. He dragged me actually to the Boston Garden.
Nice.
I'll never forget it. One of the first times we went there, we had one of those lovely seats with the pole right in front of us.
The old garden.
Yeah, the original. There's only one garden.
Right.
I refuse to call this new the Fleet Center. It's still the Fleet Center.
Right.
It ain't the garden. But we went there. We'd go cross street when they still had the Green Line there and the Burger King. Everyone would go after there, friggin' before everyone went to Calhoun's and bothered people afterwards. That was my first experience with wrestlers and wrestling. Ever since then, I was hooked.
Right.
But unlike everyone else who was enamored with guys like, my grandfather loved guys like Haystack Calhoun.
Yeah.
The old timers.
Right.
Bruno, I was fascinated with guys like Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
The guys who could talk.
Right.
Like, Bobby the Brain and friggin' Captain Lou.
Yes.
Roddy Piper, the Wizard. Anyone who could pick up a microphone and could entrance the crowd with words.
Yes.
That was my favorite part.
Nice.
You could shut your eyes and you could hear Vince McMahon could tell you the story about what's going on and you didn't even have to watch it.
Right.
That was always what I've always been fascinated with of professional wrestling.
Nice. Now, were your friends into it too, growing up?
Always. I've like everyone who was in professional wrestling, despite what they might want to tell you.
Right.
We all did the backyard wrestling thing.
Yeah.
I have, tapes upon tapes, just like everyone else, of me being an idiot and breaking my body.
Right.
I also did the commentary for that.
Nice.
I set up a fake commentary table in my backyard, and I did the commentary for that. I was also the man in charge for the backyard thing, and we were the Gloucester Wrestling Federation, the GWF.
Nice.
It was me and about a dozen friends. We built the ring in my backyard. We got, we cement posted it and everything.
Yeah.
It was funny, a few years ago, we went back to my old childhood house, and the old turn posts were still in the backyard.
Wow.
After like 15 years. That was kind of funny seeing.
Yeah.
But,
now, how old were you exactly, though, like when you first saw it, when your grandfather took you?
Oh, geez, I was probably about 4 or 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice, because I didn't have anybody in my family to like wrestle. It was just me. Okay, so I was going to ask when you went to your first show, but you already said that. Did you know about indie wrestling when you were young?
Actually, I did, because I lived in Gloucester.
Right.
Superstar Richard Burns.
Yes.
Would run a yearly show in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
At Fuller School.
Right.
Superstar Richard Burns, the USWF,
Yes.
I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
He would bring guys. My first interaction with an indie wrestler, probably the first guy that I was enamored with who could talk, and who to this day I still think is one of the greatest heels. The bad guy of all time is Trey Smooth.
Yes.
Trey Smooth, I will always think, is one of the best of all time. He would come to Gloucester with the Ghetto Championship and never defend it because Gloucester is not ghetto enough for the Ghetto Championship.
That is awesome.
I had the chance to meet Trey Smooth a few times, and I would be probably the only one out of 500 people that would fill up the Fuller School cheering for Trey Smooth.
Right.
He would come and he would always get beat. Every time. The good guy would always triumph.
Right.
But Trey Smooth was always my favorite. Scorch would sometimes manage him.
Oh, I love Scorch.
He would always beat our hometown hero, the General.
Yeah.
All right, but King Kong Bundy would be the attraction, or Doink the Clown.
Right.
Tommy Dreamer, last time they were there, had come down.
Nice.
It's one of those things, like one big name would be there.
Yeah.
Killer Kowalski would when Killer Kowalski stopped running, it was him, then Superstar Richard Burns.
Right.
Gloucester used to be a huge huge wrestling once a year.
Right.
You know, I'm hoping this year, actually, a little insider thing, I'm hoping this year to bring it back to Gloucester.
That'd be awesome.
You know, I would love to have a show in my hometown
Yeah,
again.
of course.
So we got a big ice rink. I would love to have it there.
Right.
Gloucester is a huge wrestling town.
Nice.
Guaranteed, like I said, every time we bring it there,
Right.
people fill the place up.
That's awesome. Now, did Trey like his peanut butter smooth back then?
There's only one way to eat peanut butter, and as Trey say, he likes his peanut butter smooth.
Yes, he does.
I miss that, man.
And I'll tell you, man, I would love to get him on the show. Because, he was awesome. So entertaining. Even like you said, even if he was going to lose the match, you still left there saying, wow, that guy was awesome.
And here's the thing. If I remember him from when I was 8 or 9, and he is still in my head, like him and Costa are two people I remember growing up.
Jeff Costa?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice. Right.
Mr. 3D Wrestling himself. If I can remember them now, after all these years, they did something right.
Absolutely. And I love Jeff. I got to actually know him personally because, he's from around there. But did you ever see the stuff from Vancouver he's done? Like, did you ever see that Santa Claus thing?
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff.
I've had the thanks to, social media and YouTube stuff, all that stuff gets put online now. And the guys who are coming in now, they can see all the stuff before them. And if they don't take advantage of it, they're idiots.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much knowledge out there that they can go in. And in the back of my head, I hear someone like Joey Eastman saying, you have the knowledge, learn from it, look it up.
Yep.
Look at it. You have it right here in your little friggin' idiot box.
Yep. That's awesome. I did not know that you were a big fan of Jeff's too.
How can you not be? He's
I
a
hear
friggin'
you.
genius.
I say the same thing, man. When did you know you wanted to get into the wrestling business?
I've always wanted to.
Okay.
I have always been enamored by this business. Everything about it, the lights, the sound. But unlike, everyone wanted, I want to be a professional wrestler. I've always wanted to be a commentator, a manager, the microphone in front, anything in front of the camera.
Yeah.
The lights, I've never, while I can get in the ring, I shouldn't get in the ring. There are people who are in the ring who shouldn't be in the ring.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that.
I learned very, very early on I don't belong in the ring. One of the best advice I ever got was from Robert Vertuli. He's known as Plague of the Sideshow, who I did Rated R. I was lucky enough to get him and Len Oddity back for one match. It was absolutely insane.
Right.
It took me forever to convince him to come out of retirement. But Rob told me the best is like, you do what you love.
Yeah.
You're a better talker.
Right.
All right. And people will listen. And I've made a career the last 10 years out of talking.
Right. You do it very well. And I'll tell you, Rob's a great guy. I've known Rob for about 10 years myself.
He's chopped the hell out of me.
And Len Oddity, man. I remember the first time I ever seen him, he freaked me out. Because obviously that's
the split tongue?
That's like his gimmick, but another really good guy. All right, so who trained you?
Brickhouse.
Nice.
All right, Brickhouse. Well, originally, actually, was Rob Vituli.
Okay.
And Alex Jace, who was originally trained by Killer Kowalski. Alex Jace showed me the ropes.
Right.
The bumping, the throwing, the strikes. Then it was Robert Vituli who got his hands in me. I was up in Manchester, New Hampshire, originally at WAW for a little bit.
Yes.
And I kind of outgrew that pond.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I need to learn more.
Right.
I did everything I could, and I still help out there. I go there.
Oh, that's
I have
cool.
a lot of friends there.
Right.
But I realized that I need to do a lot more.
Right.
So Brickhouse Baker.
Yeah.
He got a hold of me in the Middlesex Express.
Nice.
And ever since he
Great
did,
team too, by the way. Great team.
Of course it is.
They've been here too.
I
They've been
know.
on the show. I love those guys.
The Middlesex Express, of course, they're a great team. They're the hottest commodity in tag team wrestling.
Right. And look who manages.
I know, the last great professional wrestling manager. That's me.
That's right.
But no, Brickhouse Baker. I have said this to everybody. Me and the Middlesex wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for that guy.
Nice.
He has done so much to help us.
Right. New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer.
The guy's knowledge it's such simple stuff that you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
It's so you feel like an idiot when he tells you it. You're like, well, son of a goddamn.
Who else was in your class?
Middlesex Express,
Yeah.
my Firebirds, the original tag team that I had, Marvelous Michael McManus and Relentless Richard Ripley.
Nice.
I had a few guys, the Chat Epic Initiative.
Okay. That's coming up soon in a question. So.
The Chat Epic Initiative, there were a few guys that I helped break into this business.
Nice.
I was the first guy. I got, someone got a hold of me. They heard me talk. They're like, hey, we need a ring announcer.
Right.
I'd go to shows. I'd help set up
Yep.
the ring, chairs. And they saw me do this. Then like, hey, we need a ring announcer. We need a commentator. And it snowballed from there.
Right.
They're like, hey, and I know people who were trying to break in, and they needed someone to help them get their foot in the door.
Right.
I helped them get their foot in the door.
Nice.
And there's a good people. Some of them didn't last, some of them didn't stay, but some of them did.
Yep.
And I'm proud to say I helped them do that.
That's awesome.
That's all some people need is just help getting a foot in the door.
Right. Now, a lot of local guys lately have started coming from that WAW. I mean, you did yourself, the Middlesex Express.
Yep.
And who else?
Delilah Hayden,
Yes,
Derek Conway.
Derek Conway,
Yep.
yeah.
Actually, pretty much most of the people who've gotten there help through the door from me.
Nice. That's awesome.
I am particular about who I'm not going to give them any. I'm not putting my head on the line unless I think they have a good attitude.
Right.
Attitude to me, it doesn't matter how good you are in that ring.
Right.
If you have a crappy attitude, don't ever expect me to put my name online for you.
Oh, I agree. That's awesome. Yep.
You should be there helping break down. You should be there before and after helping break down.
Absolutely.
All right. I've been to shows where guys are sitting in the corner and they just want the damn envelope. Well, it's just you see guys who've been doing this for 20 plus years and they're still breaking down the goddamn ring.
Yep. Well, I loved it when you said that. You went, I'd go to shows, I'd help them. You weren't even working for them at the time. But that is definitely the attitude to have if you want to get in this business. You really do have to, help, work, get to know people. Like you said, great attitude. Yes. Who else was in your class with you at that time?
That was our class.
Oh, okay.
It was the Firebirds, it was the Middlesex Express, and then it was myself.
Nice. That's awesome. And you all knew each other beforehand, too. So
I grew up with the Relentless Richard Ripley.
Yep.
We've been friends since since first grade.
Wow. Yeah, I got a friend like that, too. My best friend I've known since kindergarten. So, yeah.
We're still good friends, so.
That's awesome. Listen, we're going to get into fan questions, and then afterwards we'll play the name game.
My favorite type of people.
Yeah, unless you have anything else you want to.
No, please ask away.
All right. Now, the first fan question is from Damian Winslow. He wants to know, why did you choose to kill the Chad Epic Initiative?
After I've been in this business, I'm going on my 10th year.
Yep.
Chad Epic Initiative has my name attached to it. All right? That's my name. It's me. That's ego, that's bravado, it's time to move on.
Okay.
It's time to change. It's time, if you can't evolve in this business, if you can't change, you become stagnant.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one changes. Go all the way back, look at Vinny.
Yep.
When he first started. Look at him now.
Yeah. And what a creative guy, too, seeing that you brought up Vinny. I mean, really, got two things going at the same time.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He's absolutely insane. You look at someone like TK.
Yeah.
You look at someone like friggin', that whole entire Kingdom group. You look at where they started.
Yep.
Look at them now. Look at someone, you go to WWE, look at someone like John. Look at anybody. Where you start, where you end. You have to change.
Right. Undertaker.
We all can't be Hulk Hogan.
No, exactly. All right, so the next question is from Tom Salome. You know Tom?
Probably.
Okay. If you had to name your three biggest inspirations, who would they be, and is any of them local?
Locally, we'll start Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
Hands down, Bobby the Brain is the greatest wrestling manager.
Incredible.
No one can say otherwise.
Right.
He is the best color commentator.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Play-by-play is a tie between Gordon Jolie, and JR.
Right.
Those guys were absolutely amazing.
Incredible.
Locally, if I'm going to pick any manager, one of the top guys is Eastman.
Right.
Joey Eastman knows his stuff.
Sure does. He sure does.
If I'm in a locker room with him, I ask him to watch my stuff, and I try to pick his brain as much as possible.
Right. And he's so given, too.
He's
another guy, like you said, if you have that right attitude, Joey will help anybody.
Yes.
If you have that right
Well, that's the thing. You can't be, I know everything.
Right.
All right, if you're a referee, if I'm in a locker room with new referees and I see Rich Bass in the corner, all right, he's another manager I love picking his brain, all right? But if I'm in a locker room with Rich Bass or friggin', as I call him, the senior referee of New England, you know who I'm talking to, Mr. Kevin Quinn, I send new referees to him all the time.
Nice.
because those guys know their stuff.
Yep.
If you're in the locker room with someone who's been doing this and is good at what they do, go ask questions. Ask them to watch what you're doing.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Suck up your ego.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
Yeah.
And ask for help.
Right.
You're only going to get better that way.
I've had guys on here that's been wrestling for 20 years, and I would bring that up to them. I said, is it true that you can go in the ring with a kid that's only been wrestling 2 years and learn from him? They're like, absolutely. You can learn from anyone.
Wrestling doesn't change. It's always
Right.
will be a wheel,
Yes.
but it keeps moving.
Yes, it does.
It evolves.
Yep.
20 years ago, there wasn't all this flippy-dippy stuff.
Right.
But that's the way wrestling is now.
Exactly.
GCW is probably one of the biggest wrestling companies in the country.
Yeah.
They're bringing in they just brought back Masato Tanaka.
Yes.
First company.
Game changer wrestling, in case you guys didn't know.
And if you don't know, check it out.
Look it up.
What is wrong
man,
with you?
For sure.
All right, friggin' Demento and friggin' Lauderdale are doing
Yep.
amazing work with that
Incredible.
company. And February, look who they're bringing back, friggin' Jun Kasai.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not know about that?
I did not
Yeah,
know
they're bringing
about
back
that.
Jun Kasai to the States for the first time in
That's
forever.
incredible.
It's absolutely insane.
And just real quick, because you brought up Rich Bass, a lot of people only know him as a referee.
He's
And
an
trust me, man, he's way more than a referee.
High-class cartel.
Way more, yes.
And you know what's funny? In all the years I've been doing managing,
Yeah.
the high-class cartel has never crossed paths with the initiative. Not once.
Wow. Someone's got to book that. Wow. And I love Rich. I just saw him Friday night at the Chaotic Show.
Oh, that was friggin' Fury's been doing. That place was packed.
Yeah. Packed. Packed. Brian's done a great job since he acquired, bought it from Jamie and Rock Adult.
They have done phenomenal work.
Yeah. Love those guys. Next question is Dave Delafontaine wants to know, what are your thoughts on the wrestling scene in New England today?
I think it's the best it's ever been.
So
Hands-
many places to work.
And I have wrestled I have wrestled in so many places this side of the Mississippi.
Right.
I can't believe I've actually been able to do this much that I have done in professional wrestling.
Right. Well, that's coming up.
Yeah, New England itself
Yeah.
has some of the best wrestlers and wrestling in the country right
Yeah.
now, in North
Absolutely.
America.
I agree.
From Limitless to Chaotic, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single state has a place you can go, a school you can learn from,
Right.
someone you can learn from.
Yes.
From Slick to Brick to frickin' Fury up to frickin' Maine where Huntley is
Larry
running.
Huntley, yeah.
That frickin' old man.
Good guy, though.
I love
Good guy.
Larry.
I
He
know
needs to
you
stop
do.
chopping me.
Right.
We got a
No,
match
but you're
coming
right
up.
though. There's so many places to go, and I mean it's all over the WWE too. If you look at the New England talent and
You look at
NXT,
NXT
it's
right
great.
now.
Yeah.
Who are their top guys? Their
New
top
England
tag
guys.
team
Yeah.
are the War Raiders right
Exactly.
now. Where are they from?
Yep. New
Who trained
England
them?
and Texas.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Look at the top women.
Yep.
Right now, where's Mercedes from?
Right. Right here.
It's
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I love it too, especially when people bring it up here, because a lot of people don't really know.
New England
know?
is a hotbed for wrestling.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go in the country. People want to wrestle here.
Yes.
Chaotic has the little phrase where stars are born, or I'm not sure if that's the actual phrase.
Right.
But it's true.
It's 100% true. It
It's
really
like
is.
I tell people, well, where should I train? What do you want to do in professional wrestling?
Right.
Do you want to make it? Go talk to Fury.
Right. Yeah.
How much do you want to put in? This business will give you everything you put into it.
Right.
If you have the drive and determination. All right, it took 16 years for the War Raiders to make it to WWE.
Yep.
And they made it. Look at
Sure
friggin'
did.
Malonis. It took him, about the same amount of time.
Yep.
But you know what? I think they are one of the most entertaining things on Ring of Honor right
Oh,
now.
absolutely. Him and the Bear City Bruiser.
Oh, my God, I love
incredible.
it.
And I talked to somebody Friday night too, and I said I really do expect a tag team title run for them.
Of course, actually, the New Year's event, the New Year's Eve thing,
Yeah.
the Christmas episode,
Yeah.
actually. That was a great tag team match.
Yeah,
That friggin'
yeah.
multi-man one. It was hilarious.
Those guys are great. I love, and Malonis almost won that Chaotic Heavyweight Championship Friday night as he was calling JT Dunn a paper champion. Who's very talented, though. I got to say that. Jacob Dawson wants to know, favorite manager growing up besides the Brain?
Besides the Brain.
You
have to
probably already named a couple of them.
I
earlier.
did, but I mean, throwing that one out there. Besides the Brain, Paul Bearer, just because,
Yep.
I mean, Undertaker.
Right.
He had that aura about him, you
Yep.
know. He frightened kids. He made them cry. That always made me laugh. Brother Love was always good.
Yes.
He had the nice suits, you know?
Yeah, he did. He had great suits.
Captain
And
Lou.
Red face.
Oh, man.
But the Captain. I grew up.
Captain.
See, I started watching 72, so those guys like the Captain and the Wizard and everything.
I mean, I don't know what it is about Captain Lou Albano,
Yeah.
but I have a connection with him.
Right? You could put that, or you could put a paper clip
Yeah, you
hanging
know.
from your
I gotta send. Someone sent me a picture, and I gotta send it to you because you might know who this guy is.
Okay.
I have it saved on my phone somewhere, but it was this. It's a guy who looks. It's from the '70s.
Right.
It's a guy who looks just like me in a really nice green suit, but it's not me, obviously, because it's from the '70s.
Right,
But he's a
right.
manager with two guys who have championship belts. I have no idea who he is, but he looks like me.
Wow.
He's a manager.
Yeah, I'll probably know if
Yeah.
you show me, because
It's-
I've been watching since '72.
Yeah.
So nice. You said Paul Bearer too.
Percy
a lot of
Pringle.
people don't realize it. Yeah, Percy Pringle. He did so much before coming here.
Yeah.
That guys he managed in world class was incredible.
And I gotta. Well, you're saying so much. Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Yes,
Right now
of
in
course.
WWE, there's no one who could touch him on the microphone.
Nobody.
Matter of fact, I don't think there's anyone who could touch him on the microphone in wrestling.
Right. Right.
He's just so
Oh yeah.
good.
Yes, he is.
I mean, actually, him and John Cena are probably the two, and Becky, I'd say. Those three guys,
She's incredible.
those
right
three
now.
people on the microphone are
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
No one can touch him on the microphone right now. And people forget that, like, Stone Cold didn't do much on the, didn't do anything in the ring, really.
Right.
They talk about the 5 moves of
Yeah,
doom.
yeah.
You're good on the microphone. You connect with the audience.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big manager fan too myself. We actually did a special on managers.
I
being
know, I
Sonny
was supposed to
Goodspeed.
send you stuff,
I love
and-
that. Yeah, it's all right though, but it was awesome.
I
we
watched
still
it.
got you in there.
I
We-
saw it.
We still got you in there. Sonny Roselli wants to know when is the, and I don't understand this, so
I
you'll
do.
explain. When is the next blood wrestling tourney in Maine? Is that a real thing?
Well, no, he's taking a jab at me.
Oh, okay.
What he's
Sonny
doing.
Roselli there.
And my retort is to him, when is he going to run a show without, a man who's past his prime being the highlight of his show?
Right.
So I can take jabs back, too. No, I've run 5 rated R shows.
Okay.
4 of them have been extremely successful.
Right.
My 5th one was not. I have no problem talking about it.
Right.
It was a complete horrible bomb.
Yeah.
That failed miserably.
And you said that was up in Maine.
Maine,
The
yes.
other ones were in Mass, correct?
Yes.
Am I right? Okay.
I overreached myself. My
Okay.
problem is I had 3 buildings that got taken away from me.
Right.
2 of them, someone called up the building and say, hey, they're doing this here and they're doing that, and someone didn't want me running these shows. I tried to run in another place.
Yeah.
Someone called the town, and they didn't want me running in that town.
Right.
Someone does not like deathmatch wrestling in this area. I don't know who it is. I could give a damn who it is.
Right.
They have a problem with it. Don't go to the show.
Right.
Don't buy a ticket
Exactly. Don't
to the
try to
show.
ruin it.
There is a lot of people who like that style of wrestling.
Yes.
If you don't like chocolate ice cream, don't buy chocolate ice cream.
There you go.
It's that simple.
Yes.
Don't ruin it for everyone else.
Right.
Don't get chocolate ice cream banned.
Yep.
All right, and for the person, I'm still going to run Rated R Wrestling. I'm planning on other events this year.
That's awesome.
All right, and I
Yep.
understand that last one, it was a complete failure. I will gladly admit that wasn't on the workers. That wasn't on anyone else who was a part of that show. That was on the promoter,
Right.
which was me.
Right.
100% take the blame for that.
Yep.
All right, everything was already resolved for that show. All right, it was a complete failure on my part, and I understand that. I'm moving on.
Yep.
I've already got everything done with that. I'm moving on to the next show.
Nice.
All right, but
Yep.
if whoever, and I'll say it right to the camera, whoever is the person who keeps doing that, send me a message. I'm on every form of social media. Actually, call me up and send a message if you don't like that style, and we can talk it out.
Right.
If it's someone I didn't want to book, send me a message. Send me some footage.
Right.
Maybe I'll change my mind, but probably not.
But it's funny how you said that too, because I actually hit up Danny DeMonto because
Yeah.
I've known Danny from a few years
He's a
before
great
that.
guy.
And I asked him, why don't you come to Mass? And he said, the rules or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even
you
the
know?
rule. It's just some people don't. There's too many people who don't like it and are
Right.
against it and will do everything they can
Right.
to stop it.
Yeah, that's a shame, Seriously, like you said, call them up, talk it out. Don't be like little babies about it. Next question is from your trainer, a guy that I respect very much also, Brickhouse Baker. And you kind of touched on this. Did you ever think you would make it this far in the business?
No. Not at all.
Right. But I mean, so much has to do with Brick showing you the ropes
Well,
and
that's
all
the
that.
thing. Brick showed me the ropes. He showed me the right way to do things.
Right.
When to talk, when not to talk,
Yep.
how to promote yourself.
Right.
When to shut up, when to shake hands, when to help, when to see when it is a good situation and when it's not.
Right.
I have driven 8 hours for nothing to set up a ring, to set up chairs, shake someone's hand, and drive 8 hours home.
Right.
I've done it 12 hours.
Yeah. Because you love the business.
Yeah. A few years ago, I went down and I worked at the freaking Hardy Block Party.
Wow.
All right. I did ring crew for them.
Nice.
I didn't get a payday. I didn't expect a handshake. I had nothing. I friggin' set up their ring. I set up their chairs. I did whatever they needed me to do.
Nice.
That's what you do in this business.
That's right.
Joey Janelli, and there was this big thing on Twitter about some guy, his girlfriend went online complaining, oh, my boyfriend's not driving friggin' 5 hours out of the way for friggin' $10. What the hell do you think this business is about?
Right, exactly.
You're first starting out. You're a year in. You're going to ask for $70 on a payday?
Right.
As a promoter myself, as other promoters can attest to, what are you going to do for me?
Right.
Can you bring in $70 for me?
Right.
No.
No, I agree with you 100%. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, David Arquette's not a wrestler. David Arquette puts meat in seats.
And he works his butt off in the ring when he does wrestle. He loves wrestling.
Yeah.
People don't see. They think he just wanted to get involved because at the one time wrestling was so big. He loves wrestling.
He's a fan.
Yes, he is.
That's
fan.
what people forget. The most important thing, it's not about people in the ring popping the boys in the back. It's about popping the meat in the seats.
That's right.
That's what matters in this business. The people who buy tickets.
Right.
It's not about, hey, look at that cool moonsault I just did for my friend in the back, that one guy.
Yeah.
It's about getting that little kid to come back or buy your T-shirt or your wristband or your funky little glasses.
Yep.
That's what it's about.
Right.
And people forget that sometimes.
Yeah, I think too many people forget that sometimes.
I mean, you know what? What I've done in this business is much more. I've been told, oh, well, you're just a manager. I've gotten that. So you're just a commentator. Yeah. I'm a commentator who've worked in front of 1,200 people. Right. I've worked in front of 12 people. I've worked in front of 1,500.
Right. No, I hear you.
I've worked with Hall of Famers. I've been in the ring with Hall of Famers.
Right.
And it's something, I've worked at some of the biggest companies in the New England, this side of the Mississippi.
Right.
I have no business doing that, according to some people, but I've done it.
Right.
And I never thought 15 years ago that I ever would. But in the best part about it, I've done it with some of my best friends.
Right. Nice. Well, you said it too, like how, you're just a commentator. You must have heard the Bobby Heenan story, right? About Eric Bischoff saying that to him.
Yeah.
He had this great idea, and he says, oh, Bobby, you're just a commentator. And then Heenan said in the shoot, he goes, that's when I knew I'm just here to collect the paycheck. Forget it. That's it. Of all people, like a guy like Eric Bischoff would say that to one of the greatest minds in wrestling history. Really.
Let's say that to someone like friggin' JR or Jerry the King Lawler or, Mr. Heyman, you're just an advocate.
Yeah. Right? It sounds so stupid. You brought up like some of the great commentators from before, but one of mine is, a lot of guys around here don't know it because he was down in Memphis, but how about Lance Russell?
I'm not familiar.
No? Oh, really?
No, yeah.
Oh, you got to check him out.
Okay.
Jack. Oh, he's incredible. Seriously. You'll love Lance. He's awesome. All right, let's move on. Ryan Andrews made 2 comments and didn't even ask a question.
Don't tell me. I don't. He hates me.
Yep, that's it. See that? We said it, Ryan. Next time, come with a question, please. Got to razz you, Ryan. You're a good guy like you.
Ryan Andrews runs Elkmania Promotions.
Yes, he does. They do a great job. All for charities for the most part, right?
It is 100% charity.
Nice.
I have been working for them since Elkmania 3. I go in there with my initiative, and we dominate every single time.
Nice.
I go out there, and I sell the most tickets than anyone in that locker room, and he hates me for it.
Right.
Because I outsell everybody.
Well, you should drag him in the ring next time.
He would die.
Oh, I know.
Mr. Andrews, it doesn't really matter because I hate him too. But I did hear something great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a huge Democrat, and he loves Sony's Venom. So, I mean, I'm going to say that right here live for everyone to hear. He's a huge, I'm going to be getting him for his birthday of the Sony Venom Collector's Edition. And he's going to be at we're going to the DNC this year.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going to love it.
Nice. See that, Ryan? I'm gonna get right to this. I'm gonna skip over one question because then Ryan said, Jake Olette.
Oh yeah.
He says, "Why do you look like Disco Santa Claus?" I don't think you look like Disco Santa Claus.
I mean,
All right.
I think Jake's a little jealous because every
Yeah,
time
he
I
might
see
be.
him,
Yeah.
his forehead gets bigger. He more has a 5 head now.
Yeah.
And next year it's probably going to be a 6 and a 7 head. But Jake, that's fine. I can understand when you have hair this good, that's
yeah.
sleek, chic, and always on fleek. But hey, you know, that's fine. I get you. He's jealous. That's all it is.
He must be, because you do have a marvelous head of hair. You
You
do.
were going to say massive.
Massive head of
I
hair.
understand
All right. Well, Ryan says, Casino Jesus?
Yeah. I'll take it.
All right. See that? We got you twice on there, Ryan. Next time, please come up with a question. Robert LeBlanc says, and we talked about this off air, in an era where kayfabe is pretty much dead, according to him, what is it like to be one of the few remaining carnies today?
I'll see. I mean,
It's got to be a compliment, though.
well, see, that's the thing. Some
it has
people
to
use carny as an insult.
Right.
Larry Huntley calls me the last of the old school, new school carnies.
Nice.
I take that as a full compliment.
Absolutely. You should.
And I don't believe that it is dead.
Right.
Because of the land of information, people believe you can go online and read all about the Dave Meltzers, the guardrail crossers,
Right.
and you know all this stuff about the world of wrestling. Let me tell you this: if you had a heart attack and I go read a book on heart surgery,
Right.
will you let me perform heart surgery on you?
Absolutely
Does that make me a
not.
heart
Sorry,
surgeon?
bud. No.
No, you know what makes me a heart surgeon? Going to school
Right.
and learning it by professionals. You want to be a professional wrestler? Go to a professional wrestling teacher. I've been
right.
doing this for 10 years. Does that make me qualified to teach someone professional wrestling? No, it does not. I do not feel like I'm qualified enough to teach someone how to take a bump, to get in the ring and learn the ropes. I can teach you maybe, facial expressions and certain nuances of cutting a promo, of where certain things go. But you can't learn certain things by reading it.
Right.
You need to physically get in there. The best teacher you have is by trial by fire.
Yes.
I can't stand all these people, these keyboard warriors, these guardrail hoppers, these cosplayers,
I know right
if
where
you
you're going
would,
with this. Yeah. Yeah.
that go online and they're like, oh, well, it's just, well, I know about it because I read, because Dave Meltzer said it.
Right. Right. Or the people that, I can't believe he did this move. He should have did that. You don't know as much as the wrestlers. You don't know as much as Vince McMahon, because if you did, you'd be
Well,
doing
Vince
it.
doesn't know what he's talking about. The billionaire who's been doing this since the 60s doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people, and good example, people say wrestling is dying, and there's some people that say it was good, some people say it was bad.
Right.
I'll give you the big spot that happened this weekend that everyone was talking about.
Okay.
The tampon spot.
I did not see this, so
Do you know about it?
No, I don't. So
There
this
was
is great.
a wrestler who reached down into her trunks and grabbed out a dirty tampon and shoved it into another wrestler's mouth.
Wow.
And everyone's like, oh my God, wrestling's dead. And of
Right.
course, everyone's favorite, Jim Cornette, went on a giant rant
Of course
against
he
it.
did. Of course
Because
he did.
Cornette hates everything but cheeseburgers.
Yes. he does.
Motherfucker. But it was one of those things, that it was #1 trending worldwide.
Now, where did this happen?
It happened at a wrestling show.
Yeah. But I mean, do you know what
I
promotion?
don't remember what promotion.
Because I didn't even.
But
I'm
here's
going to
the
look
thing.
it up, though.
It was 21 plus show.
Okay.
There was no one under the
There
age
you
of
go.
21
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
It was trending worldwide.
Right.
The people who were involved in it, their merchandise went up, their bookings went up,
Right.
their price tag went up,
Absolutely.
their name stock went up. We're
Yeah.
talking about it now.
Right.
Everyone online is talking about it. They did something right because everyone is talking about it.
That's right. That's awesome. Yeah.
Now, is it for everyone? No, it is not for
No.
everyone. Is it a little weird, a little disgusting? You know what? Yeah, you shoved a dirty tampon in someone's mouth. It's not for everyone. No.
Right.
Goddamn, no, it is not.
Right.
It's for a certain type of audience.
Yes, it
But
is.
it worked for you.
Yeah, because
And
like you said, everyone's talking about it.
that's what it's
That's-
going to get more people in the seats at the next show.
Yes, it is.
To see, hey, what's going to happen now?
Right. And like you said, their price tag went up. People know them. More people are going to want to book them now. That's awesome. I definitely am looking that up as soon as I go home today, though. I got just a couple more questions. Dan Boley, a good friend of the show. I tease him all the time and stuff. He's been on the show 4 or 5 times. He says, with wrestling schools only training wrestlers, where does one go to become a manager? And I was surprised because off air I said to you, doesn't all of them? And you said the Chaotic doesn't train managers.
The thing is, schools aren't going to train you to teach promos.
Right.
They can't teach you to have charisma.
Right.
I mean, everyone needs to know how to do the basics.
Yep.
They're going to teach you to go in there to do the basics, run the ropes, take the bumps, and everything. They're going to teach you everything you need to know, but they can't teach you personality.
Right.
You either have it or you don't.
Right. Absolutely.
It's one of the things you need to learn to do everything you got to do, but they're not going to be able to teach you personality and charisma. And if you can't talk, you can't talk.
Right.
Doesn't matter how much you practice taking a crap or in the shower.
Yep.
If you can't put two words together and you can't be coherent or entice the crowd,
Yeah.
you're SOL.
Right. Absolutely. Great answer. Jesse Martineau wants to know, how do you determine which talent you're going to work with? Do you seek out the wrestlers, or do they find you? And I'm going to add to it, or does the booker put you together?
All the above.
Okay. So it can happen any of those three ways.
It can. It's there.
Nice.
I mean, obviously, if a promotion says, "Hey, we need you," all right, they pay me to come down. Obviously,
Right.
They pay for my services. Hey, we have a guy like someone like just said it. People can't talk.
Right.
That's the manager's job.
Exactly.
You have someone who sucks at talking.
Yeah.
That's why they have guys like me.
Right.
Here, cut a promo for this guy. He can't talk.
Yep.
You suck at promos. Here, get this guy. You know, we need someone. This guy is having a really hard time connecting with the crowd. Make the crowd hate him. Done.
Right. And that's been going on forever in wrestling.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember this. Like I said, I started watching in the early 70s. There was plenty of guys that couldn't talk. And that's what they would put him with. Freddie, Blassie, Albano, or the Wizard.
Best example, Brock.
Yes.
Brock should never have a microphone.
Never.
I mean, guys like the Middlesex Express, they could talk.
Right.
But me and them have been together forever.
Right. Right. You guys just work well together.
Yeah, me and Rob Marsh, we've been together forever.
Right.
I mean, don't give him a microphone at a kid show, though.
Yeah, okay.
Just don't. I made that mistake once.
Nice. Last question. Ken Watson wants to know. I like this question, too.
like
Not that I like them all. I do. But is there anyone you had a chance to manage, but you didn't, and now you regret not managing anyone?
No.
Okay.
I mean, actually, you know what's funny is originally, there was years ago I had a chance to manage the Middlesex Express.
Yep.
The first time, and I said no.
Wow.
We were all, I was managing the Firebirds at the time, and I stuck with them.
Right, right. That makes sense.
This
'cause
was
why
way
have
back
two
in
tag
the
teams?
Whaling, yeah. Why have two tag teams?
What was that, Whaling City?
Whaling City, yes.
Okay. And
way
now,
back when.
Is that down? Where is that? Is that
Whaling
Ross?
City?
Yeah.
No, Whaling City was in the Whaling City, Fairhaven.
Okay.
Way back when.
Wow.
Yeah, 2014, 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, listen, we're going to go to the name game, and I'm glad I talked to you about it early because there was a few names on here that I didn't have, and we got to luckily add them.
A few names we had to take off, too.
Yes. So I'm going to start off, though, with the guy you just mentioned, Rob Marsh.
Rob Marsh has been one of my longtime friends. Rob Marsh gave me my very first opportunity in the business.
Oh, nice.
Rob Marsh, like I said, he doesn't really like to talk.
Right.
And when he does, there's a lot of F-bombs. Doesn't work at all shows.
Right.
So he has me cut his promos for him.
Nice.
But now we've been traveling. We've been going to places like On Point, Horror Slam, IWA Mid-South.
Yeah.
We travel and it's been fantastic.
Nice.
And we eat a lot of crappy food.
Well, seeing you brought up, I just got to ask you this. How did you guys get booked down there? Seriously.
IWA Mid-South?
Yeah.
Same way anyway. We send them a message.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, we want to hit people with blunt objects.
Right.
We can wrestle.
Yep.
He can talk.
Nice.
Rob Marsh, and I say this all the time, Rob Marsh is one of the best kept secrets in deathmatch wrestling. People don't understand something about Rob Marsh. Not only can he work, you know who trained Rob Marsh?
No.
Costa, Maverick
I
Wild.
know that. No kidding.
Exactly.
I did not know that.
He can work. You
Right.
can put him in the ring with anyone. He can work. You give him something in his hand, he can swing. He can fight. But
Right.
he can work. He's worked with Matt Tremont. He's worked with New Jack. He's worked with Costa. He's worked with Mav. He's been in the ring with everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a
can
wide
do
variety
everything.
of guys too.
Yes.
You know, talking old school,
He's been
new
doing this
school
for
death
13
matches.
years.
Right.
He can work with everybody.
Nice. And I think, unfortunately, that's the first time I've ever brought up Rob, and I can guarantee you this now, this won't be the last. How about Osiris?
I love Osiris. All right, one of the members of the Fellowship.
Yep.
There was a good stint where it was one of the Firebirds or the Middlesex and friggin' versus the Fellowship.
Right.
It was one of those tag teams that it was either going to be them, the Hitters, Monster Mac, or the Cool People.
Yep.
One of those tag teams I knew we were going to be standing across the ring from.
Nice. Seeing that we said Osiris, how about his longtime manager, Doc Ozone?
He needs shoes to match his suit. I love Doc.
Me too.
Doc is a sweetheart.
Yes, he is.
But he needs to stay out of my guy's way. He always likes to get in the way. Pop him right in the mouth.
Come on, Doc. All right. How about Derek Simonetti?
Side of spaghetti.
Side of spaghetti.
Side of spaghetti.
All right.
All right. Him and Dick Lane stole our New England tag team titles from us. We got him back.
Insane Dick Lane.
Insane Dick Lane. All right. They stole it. We got him back, though.
You got him back?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
All right. You know, he runs the Proving Ground, of course, coming up March 16th at Knights of Columbus in Beverly,
definitely
Massachusetts.
Push a bunch of shows, whatever you
Of
have
course.
coming up afterwards.
We have a lot coming up.
Right? How about you brought him up earlier, too, Derek Conway?
Derek Conway, one of the guys that I helped break in.
Yep.
He's a hell of a talent. All right. He's one of the guys that I know that he sees something, he can go in the ring and execute it. He's a hell of a hand.
Nice. Awesome. How about Delilah Hayden?
Delilah Hayden is one of, I can't even say broad, she is one of the toughest workers I know. She's going to throw hands with anyone she gets in the ring with.
Nice. Nice. How about the Middlesex Express, Stephen Lambert and
The
Stephen
hottest
Oliver?
commodity in tag team wrestling today. They're my
Great
boys.
tag team. Absolutely.
They're my boys.
I got to get them back on here again, too. A guy that I know helped push Rated R when you were running, Mr. Pat Dillon.
Pat Dillon, of course, guy, friggin' helps with UFO,
UFO
help with
wrestling.
Rated R.
Yep.
Funny story, he was actually, the first Rated R show, he was helped push it. When the second one came along, he was actually going to be in charge of Rated R. Second one came along, he's like, just take it.
Nice. Yeah. Pat's a great guy. Really good friend of mine. He was the first guest
Him
I
and
ever
Bo.
had.
Yeah, him
I
and
love
Bo.
Bo and Jason.
Bo knows.
I love Jason Rumble.
Hey,
come on,
kid.
Come on, kid.
I always ask.
Where's your meatballs? That's what it said to me. You got
I
any
always
meatballs
ask when
there?
I'm going to get that, that Jason Rumble and
Right.
Trooper Gilmore, raspy vet voice.
Love Jay. How about the Baker Boys?
Which one? Just both of them?
Yeah, both of them. David and Devin,
They
right?
chop the hell out of you.
Yeah. Well, they learned from the best.
Yeah, they
One of the
learned from
best,
their pops.
You know? Yeah.
Goddamn crazy. I love them, though. You know what?
Actually, Brickhouse says he's going to come on eventually. I'd like to get all three of them on here. I think that would be really
You
cool.
need 2 hours for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely can do that. No problem. Part 1 and part 2. Brickhouse Baker.
Brickhouse Baker, I love him. I owe him my career.
Right. I think a lot of people do. I would imagine.
You'd be
Yeah,
surprised
honestly.
go down the list.
Yeah.
Like everyone from friggin' like Stone to everyone.
Right.
I can't even.
Anthony Stone.
Yeah.
Another talented kid.
It's
Oh.
we would be here all day listening.
Right. Oh, no doubt. I just had to write him down because I didn't have him on the list, but kid is an incredible worker. What do they call him? Hardcore Jesus. Yes.
I've
yes.
had the privilege of calling numerous matches with him in it. Insane.
Seeing that we said Hardcore Jesus, how about Sexy Jesus and his partner Big Bacon, the closers, Brad Hollister and Hammer Tunis?
Phenomenal tag team. Middlesex Express has never had the pleasure of standing toe-to-toe with them.
Really?
I would love to see
Oh,
that someday.
Me too.
Complete contrast of styles.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
I'll tell you, I listened to the wrestling podcast about nothing that came out today.
Yep.
And they were saying nothing but great things about Brad. They really think he's going to have a contract in ROH or something like that soon. I agree. Both of them, though.
They're both great talents.
They're both great wrestlers. Vern Vicallo.
The selfie-made man.
Yes.
Insanely good talent.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of I'm waiting for you to pick a name that I can say something bad about.
Right.
But no, actually, Vern is good.
Yeah.
I've seen most of his work, and I've worked with him numerous times.
Right.
He's a great guy.
Nice. How about his sometime tag team partner, sometimes rival, Dan Terry,
Screw him.
DTF. All right.
No, I love him. I'll never forget doing a show. I was on commentary. Dan Terry did his whole little pants gimmick.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
at a House of Brick show. Threw up his pants, and they got stuck on the sprinkler system. I'm on commentary, and I'm like, oh, God, because the goddamn zebra was trying to rip him down.
Oh, no, don't do
And it was
that.
a sprinkle, like an
Yeah.
old school sprinkler system.
Yep.
So if he was ripping them down, the sprinkler head was coming loose,
Right.
and water was dripping. He ripped the sprinkler down, the whole system would. And I'm on
Right.
commentary, screaming, "Leave them alone!
Right.
They're gonna, And
Yeah.
he's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, I'm having a conniption on. Dan's just doing his whole little twerking thing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, God, damn.
Did
Like
you
so the whole match, Dan Terry's lovely purple tights just hanging from the friggin' ceiling.
Did you see the episode I had them two on?
I did. I loved it.
And the story about Sting and Luger, greatest story. So I mean, there's been some great stories, but that was unbelievable.
Poor Dan.
Unbelievable. How about one half of the heavy hitters? Shay Cash.
I got to manage them a few times.
Did you really?
I managed the heavy hitters
good team.
and Marquise Wright in
Okay.
New World Wrestling Extreme.
Yeah.
I wish it was
Jimmy, for Trooper.
For Trooper Gilmore, I really wish it was a longer thing.
Right.
It was only a few shows.
Right.
Would have been a hell of a stable.
Oh, absolutely it would. Speaking of, staying on the tag teams.
Actually, I just one of the kid I manage, a new kid I'm helping out right now. Name is the Brute, Kevin Giles.
Okay. Yes.
He is. We just had one hell of a match with Shay Cash.
Right. I actually saw a little bit of a clip of them guys going
man.
at it. Yeah.
It was nasty.
Are they going to be teaming up now too?
No.
Okay. Okay.
And you know what? I will say all the thing like Shay Cash. A lot of people thought he was going to flounder out when
Right.
Frank left.
Yeah.
A lot of people did. I will say I was one of them. And I even
Right.
told Shay that. But
Right.
Shay has impressed the hell out of me.
Nice.
He is doing wonderful as a singles competitor.
Nice.
And he's beating the hell out of people.
Oh.
He almost got his hands on me, the prick.
Oh, how'd you get away?
Huh? I have a freaking 350-pound brute protecting me. That's
Right.
how I got away.
There you go. The Hoods, and I know Shay had teamed up recently with David Cash.
They're cousins.
Are they really?
They are.
No, I did
Yeah.
not know that. Wow.
The
so
Hoods
that-
have beaten up every tag team I've ever managed.
Yeah. They're a great tag team.
Pro Wrestling Takeover. They got a show coming up at the end of the month
Yeah.
called Lemonade up in one of the very first shows. I broke a champagne bottle over Pyro's face.
Oh, wow.
Well, they tried to beat up the era of violence.
Ah, there you go. But those guys are very talented.
They're insane. They've been doing this friggin' what, 19 years now?
Yeah, long time. Long time. I'm going to stick with the tag teams for a couple minutes here. The Logan brothers.
Insane. They have done it all. I mean,
Yeah.
they've done it all in New
Yeah.
England. They are the team to beat, to be in the ring with, if you want to even be on any list in
Right.
New England.
Nice. How about their Mill City hooligan partner, brother, if you say you will, Chase Del Monte?
Del Monte is a hell of a teacher.
Absolutely.
He's helped so many young kids out in New England learn the ropes.
And it's funny because I was at the like I was telling you,
Yeah.
I was at the Chaotic show, and he was like, I've been gone for 2 months. I come back, everyone's cheering me. And he said it right at the ring. He's like, wow,
It's one of those things, like, there's so much. Right now, New England has past, present, and future all at the
Yes.
same time.
Yeah.
You can learn so much from everybody.
Right. How about Killanova, Christian
Friggin-
Casanova, and Trips?
I love
And
all of them.
Royce Bishop now, too. I can't forget about the big guy.
I didn't even know they had a third member now.
Yeah, Royce Bishop.
Trips has been around forever.
Yeah, 16 years.
Yeah, Trips is just a fountain of knowledge.
Yeah.
The fact that he wrestles in suspenders and they've never gotten caught on anything that
Yeah.
I've seen is impressive. Teaming him up with friggin' Nova has been absolutely insane. It's the best thing that happened for both of them.
He promised me when he comes on, he'll finally tell me how they got put together, because
I would
I'm dying to find out.
That was the best thing that happened to both of them.
Yeah.
When that happened, their career went amazing.
And a lot of, I've said it here before, that not that Christian needed help, but it was just genius to put a young kid that's up and coming, has so much potential, with someone with so much experience. It
No
just
one
was
needs
genius.
help, but everyone needs help.
Right, exactly. King of the Death Match, one of the kings, Nick Gage.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying.
I'm scared of him.
I've been in locker rooms with him.
Right.
He terrifies me.
Yeah. Me
I
too.
slapped him in the face once. I'm wearing a pink suit and I tried to disappear in the crowd.
Yeah.
Guess how well that worked for me?
Yeah, did he catch you?
He did, but luckily Marsh saved me.
There you go.
It was a
Yeah.
match. He was getting pinned. Marsh was getting pinned. I reached in the ring and I slapped him and he looked right at me and I'm like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Yeah.
I
don't
swore,
blame
I'm
you.
sorry, but
That's all right.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, I slapped Jeff Cannonball in the face, and he busted my orbital
I was
socket.
going to say, that's another crazy guy.
My own fault. Shouldn't have done it.
Madman Pondo.
Legend.
Yeah, absolute legend.
He's a legend.
Yeah, no doubt. Ian Rotten, the owner of IWA Mid-South.
Another legend.
Yeah. Definitely. When you worked down there, did you work with either one of those guys?
We worked with what the hell is his name? Big dude.
Too Tough Tony?
No, friggin' another up and comer. Wow, I can't believe I can't.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. But
He stabbed my boy in the face with syringes.
really? Yeah, the things they do down there is crazy.
It's pretty
crazy.
nuts. Gusset plates and barbed wire, and there was
Yeah.
a cactus super glued to a chair.
Wow. Did you see the thing when they had that boy, the guy wrestle Mickey Knuckles?
Yeah.
Wow. Enough said. You guys got to look that up. It was like that was the king of the death match, but they were calling him the queen. Him the queen, not even Mickey.
Oh, man.
And he took a beating.
Oh, that was Beautiful Pete, I think, right?
Something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, he got a beating. Pretty much
Brian
well
Woods.
deserved though.
Brian Woods.
But well deserved though. In the locker room, talking like a big shot, Something you don't do. Like, I'm not in the business, but I know that if you're new, ears open, mouth shut. Enough said, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. How about we're going to move up to Maine Limitless Wrestling. Mr. Randy Carver, young kid.
Randy Carver is running probably the best product in New England right now.
Right.
I have the privilege of I've done ring announcing for them a few times.
Yep.
Randy Carver is one of the most humble people I've met in this business.
I've heard nothing but great things about him. Seriously.
I have had the privilege of being able to help them out a few times over the last few years.
Yep.
I have never seen that place packed with less than 400 people. Wow. They have some amazing shows.
Yeah, they do. And he's not afraid to bring in some bigger indie names from
No.
outside of New England.
No.
Which I love.
He's not afraid to take a risk.
Right.
But he also knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a kid who knows what he's doing.
Right. And he obviously does, like you said. I mean, you never seen anything less than 400 people at one
No,
of his shows.
he's helped out so many young talents, MSP boys.
Nice.
He has escalated their careers tremendously.
Yeah. Todd Sopel.
Next.
Okay. Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart is a wonderful human being. I love him and I love his cat.
Yes. Mr. Money.
It's Mr. Money 2.
Oh,
Yes.
What
He
happened
does.
to the original one?
Well, that's probably best if you ever meet him to ask
I
him. It's
will
not my
ask him
place.
if I ever do get another chance.
Teddy
to meet
Hart
Teddy.
is a wonderful person.
Yeah.
One of the most, he's humble.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege of driving him around and hanging out with him a few times.
Nice.
I met down him, where was I? New Orleans last year. Hung out with him for about a day. Him, Masada, and Mr. Palmer.
Really?
Ember Moon's husband. We all got to have a few drinks
Yep.
and hang out for an afternoon. That was interesting.
Yeah, Teddy's an interesting guy because I got to meet him through Trent Aston. I was telling you
Yeah.
off here. You brought him up earlier, and I have to because he's one of the best managers around, Joe Eastman.
I have all the respect in the world for him.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
So many people do.
He's just someone you can talk wrestling with.
Yeah.
He's a great family man. He's a
Yep.
great wrestling personality. He's just a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
And if you love old school wrestling, and especially bad wrestling,
Right.
he will sit and talk with you for hours.
Yes. All right. Great guy. APW, we're going to move over to them guys. Joe Moakley
I love
and
Joe.
Michael Morse.
It's great. APW, we unfortunately trying to get the Middlesex over there, a few of my other guys.
Yeah.
It's dates.
Right.
The problem is being in demand as such as me and the Middlesex are all
Right.
the time, is the dates just don't line up.
Right.
It's just, hey, can you come? It's like, oh, we're already booked.
Yep. Yeah, great guys.
Yeah, it's just when we're doing like 2 or 3, 4 shows a weekend, which is, a pain in the butt sometimes
Right.
as their shows come up. We're trying to maneuver it so we can get back over there.
Right.
Now,
Now,
we did the Gilbonk one year.
Now
which was
I
fun.
know you've worked for the XWA.
We've done that a
also.
few times, yes.
Mike Antonucci.
He's a good guy. He's never done us wrong.
Right.
Same thing with friggin' Jose Perez.
He was next.
Yep,
Jose Perez.
he's beating the hell out of Teach, and Teach is beating the hell out of him.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air afterwards, but the thing with Todd, I called Jose for some advice, and I got great advice. He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
I love Jose. Mike Montero.
Mike Montero is finally getting his just dues
Yes.
in wrestling.
Kid's talented, man. Yeah,
He's
no, it is
finally-
nice to see, yes.
He's finally going out and doing wrestling and getting his just dues in New England.
Right.
After all this time.
Here's a kid that impresses me, and he's still a kid, Alec Price.
Alex Price is, I don't even think he's 20 yet,
No,
or 21.
He's awesome. That's all I can say, honestly.
He keeps a good head on his shoulder
Yeah.
and keeps bad advice out of his ears.
Yep.
All right, he's going to go anywhere he wants.
Well, I mean, he's definitely was being led the right way. Bo and them guys.
Yeah, he gets
you know
Bo,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like friggin' you got Bullet and Robbie.
Yeah.
They were at Chaotic last night.
Yes.
They had a hell of a tag team match with the friggin' Bear.
Dude,
Country.
that was awesome.
I bet.
They won the 4-way.
Yeah.
And then they had to wrestle the big guys. And wow.
Yeah, that's a hell of a prize.
But it was a good match, though. It was a good match. It really was. Don Vega.
Don
I
Vega's a
love
hell
Don
of a
Vega.
teacher.
Yeah.
He's a great guy over at Showcase.
Yep. Yeah. How about Ruddy Ribs?
Ronnie Ribs, I love busting his
Right.
chops. Veteran of the United States, friggin' Army infantry guy. All
Much
right.
respect.
Much respect for him. A member of the Fellowship. Him, of course, with Osiris.
Right.
With friggin' Doc Ozone.
Yep.
Friggin' Crispin Coles is with them. I mean, Crispin Coles, he's one of my initiative members, and he's a member of the Fellowship.
Right.
We butt heads all the goddamn time. He's been
He's
trying to
another
get
kid up and coming, man.
You know, he was trained by friggin' Swinger.
Right.
I brought him into the business. I sent
Yep.
him down to friggin' the Swinger school, or friggin' A.R. Fox's school,
Yep.
WA4. He's been trying to get a match with me for the last year and a half.
Right.
I don't wrestle.
Right.
He wants a rated R match with me. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But he's with the Fellowship. He's with the Initiative. He's like the black sheep of my family.
Right.
We butt heads all the damn time.
Listen, we got little under 2
Yeah.
minutes. I'm going to go one name, and then I want you to plug stuff that's
Okay.
coming up. King Leon the Sixth.
King
I've
Leon
never
the
seen him
Sixth.
live yet.
You've never seen him
No, I
live?
have not.
You're lucky. He's an arrogant.
Is he?
He's arrogant. He's kingly. I mean,
He's a king. Yeah, he's a king.
He's a talented SOB.
Is he?
And he knows it.
Right.
All right? But no, King Leon is an arrogant SOB, but he's talented. He
Nice.
has so much in front of him.
Right.
All right? The sky's the limit for that guy. Him and Squire can go anywhere they want.
Nice.
They can do whatever they need to go.
Right. I have so many other names. We're running out of time, but why don't you, what do you got coming up? Tell the
All
fans
right,
out there.
folks, you can catch Chad Epik. Of course, go to my Pro Wrestling Tees show. It's /APMO. Check out the Middlesex Express as well. /Chud. But we got Proving Grounds coming up. We have IWE coming up. We have, what else do I got coming up? We got, of course, all our North Atlantic Wrestling Association
Yes.
shows coming up. We got Test of Strength coming up. We got
Slick.
Slick Wagner Brown. We got RWA coming up. Wow, I don't even know what
Nice.
else. We got so many shows. All my shows are posted, of course, on my Instagram, my FaceSpace, my MyBook, my Twitter, my Twatters. Follow me on all my social medias.
Guys, check it out, man. This guy is all over the place.
Yeah, we all
You're
know.
everywhere.
Horror Slam, I'm everywhere.
Yep.
We got friggin'
Real quick, how was Horror Slam? How was?
I'll find out in February.
So you haven't been there
No,
yet?
me and Marsh are
Right.
going to take our friggin' hardcore title. Their hardcore title, make it ours.
Nice. All right, so we got 20 seconds. How about we do one more name?
Sure.
I think she just called it a career. Amanda
Yeah.
Fox.
Amanda Fox. You know what? She's her and Delilah beat the hell out of each other so many times.
Right.
She's a hell of a talent. I mean, she just called it a career. She's
Yeah.
done. She's quit the business. She's after all this time, she's done.
Right.
Good for her.
Wanna-
Enjoy the time off.
Yeah. I wish you the best, Amanda.
See you in about 6 months, like everyone
Chad,
else.
we're going to do this again. All right?
I'll
I'm going
be
to send
here.
you some dates. Guys, we're out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.